Hi everyone! This summer was extremely eventful, from conferences and updates to releases, contents and ratings. Some major companies faced hacker attacks, some people felt nostalgic about 2000s, while others were already looking ahead to a robot-driven future. We have selected the most exciting tech news for you to stay up to date. On August 4, the winners of IOCCC 2024, the oldest contest for developers, were announced. The task was to write the most unreadable but still working code in C. In total, 23 awards were handed out. In July, the TOEIC ranking came out as usual. For those waiting for a miracle or a scandal, unfortunately, nothing like that happened. Python, C++, and Java are still holding the top spots. But there is an interesting twist. Some old-timers are making a comeback. For example, Ada, developed back in the late 70s, might soon overtake Visual Basic, Perl, and even Fortran. Why? Because Ada is one of the best languages when it comes to safety-critical projects. A cross-platform file manager and archiver pzip 10.6 was released in August. The tool is free, written in Pascal, and available to Windows, Linux, and Mac users. On August 5, Mass Image Compressor 4.1.0 came out for Windows. It can compress, resize, convert, and filter big batches of images, plus keep all the metadata. Let's see how it performs in action. On August 12, Golang 1.25 went live. The updates bring a new weight group, Go method, grouped attributes and slog, and even an experimental garbage collector called Green Tea, all aimed at making life a bit easier for developers. On June 13, Amazon announced it's getting ready to test humanoid robots. The plan is to replace human couriers with human-like machines that will deliver packages right to customers' doors. According to insiders, the company's long-term vision is full robotization, so Amazon even built a special park where these robots can train. On August 25, Apple engineers felt nostalgic for the early 2000s. Otherwise, how can you explain the desire to release a foldable iPhone? The promise is 4 cameras and a Touch ID fingerprint scanner. And back on June 8, Microsoft and ASUS teamed up to launch new portable gaming devices, the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. According to the developers themselves, the main advantages are the combination of the capabilities of Xbox and the freedom of Windows 11. Both models are equipped with the same 7-inch screen with Full HD resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and VRR support, but the ROG Xbox Ally X received a more advanced processor. On June 1, 2025, WhatsApp suddenly stopped working for many users. The reason? Support was cut off for older devices. iPhones running below iOS 15.1 and Android phones below version 5.0. According to WhatsApp, the move is meant to improve security, add cloud storage integration, and adapt the app for next-gen servers. On August 18, the IQ ranking of AIs came out. And guess what? The top 2 spots went to GPT-5 Pro. Also in the top 3 were Gemini 2.5 Pro, Claude Opus 4, and Grok. Some AIs even scored around 130 points. That's way above the human average of 100. In June, a strange story popped up about AI addiction. On Reddit, people started sharing how they can't work without ChatGPT or even use it as their main conversation partner. Guys, seriously, let's not forget to talk to real people. Otherwise, in 5 years, job interviews might start with the question, do you have experience communicating with humans? On July 1st, researchers at MIT created a self-learning AI model. That means AI can now teach itself without human help. Let's hope the thought, why do I need humans at all, doesn't come to AI too soon. Scientists say there are still bugs such as memory failures in models and the risk of degradation. Well, in that sense, they're a lot like us. And finally, on June 25, Google proved it's not greedy. How else can you explain the fact that the company handed over its A2A protocol to the Linux Foundation? This tool lets AI agents share data and solve tasks together. Over 100 companies, including Amazon and Microsoft, have already joined the project. From June 9 to 13, the traditional WWDC for developers on the Apple platform was held in California. This time it was all about software: iOS 26, iPad OS 26, Watch OS 26, Mac OS 26, Tahoe, TV OS 26, Vision OS 26, and even a new design style called Liquid Glass. The event was opened by top manager Tim Cook, after which Apple Senior Vice President of Software Engineering Craig Federighi spoke about Apple Intelligence. Overall, the whole conference was about redesigning the operating system, so if you were waiting for new hardware, no, not this year. On June 14, it seemed like the future predicted back in the 90s was suddenly near. The company Govy started selling flying vehicles called AirCab for about $234,000 each. The plan is to launch an air taxi system by 2027, and yes, pre-orders are already open. Think your website was expensive? On June 22nd, the UK government spent a jaw-dropping $716,000 on a website redesign, and the only change was the background color. On August 18, it will become harder for Google to monopolize the market, at least in Australia. A court fined them $36 million for antitrust violations. For several years in a row, operators pre-installed Google Search on all Android smartphones sold, blocking fair competition. And finally, McDonald's had a rough August. Their site got hacked by someone calling themselves Bob the Hacker, who spammed the system and led the giant Shrek picture on the homepage. The worst part? McDonald's didn't even noticed right away, because their site doesn't have a feedback form, so users couldn't report it. That's it for today's tech news. We hope these updates help you stay confident in the fast-changing world of technology. After all, whoever owns the information owns the world. Don't forget to subscribe to Pinest. We always share useful materials for developers and businesses.